You see this little speck that flies across the screen during the title card? What is that? It's not the escape pod we see later in the episode. It can't be, because this speck shows up in a bunch of title cards. Is this a bug? A bird? Is it Superman? I guess it's an appropriate time to ask, what was the handship made of? The obvious guess is metal, but the way it broke apart, the pieces look more like stone. My first guess was concrete, but that wouldn't be airtight. There was definitely an atmosphere inside. My next guess is some sort of magical alien ceramic with a sort of glaze to seal the whole thing. NASA used special ceramics to protect the space shuttle during re-entry, so it's not too crazy of a theory.
Do we really have to get every piece?
Why are these magical super beings doing this by hand? Doesn't Pearl have sand powers she never uses? Can't Amethyst shapeshift into an excavator? Why are they making Steven do any of this anyway? He's part of the team, sure, but he doesn't have all those abilities, super strength and all that yet. He's barely gonna make a dent compared to the rest of them.
Yo.
Hey, Steven. Welcome back to Earth.
What? Who told you?
I don't get this. Was Steven being abducted supposed to stay a secret? Didn't he spill everything to his dad and Connie last episode? Is there any real reason to keep that a secret?
We were about to go chill at the parking lot and freak out some squares.
You should come with.
You were gonna what? You need to elaborate on that. Is this what the kids these days call aura farming? Just sitting around looking intimidating?
But I don't really have anything against squares. I like all basic shapes.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. You got that much-needed counterpoint to our cynical worldview. You have to come.
Buck should go into psychology, goddamn. Welcome to Season 2, Half Moon. It really looks like the gems made all of zero progress cleaning up all this debris today. Why were they not outside cleaning up right now? Did they really leave all of that work to Steven? Wait, what the hell? You can't be there. You were just over here in the last shot. That's the worst moon continuity ever. Also, a point to be made in this shot, since the temple faces straight to the east, the moon should never be visible from this angle. Since the show takes place in the northern hemisphere, the moon should always be leaning slightly to the south. I'm no astrophysicist, at least not professionally, so I'm not good at explaining how that works. Something about the orbital planes of the moon and the Earth being pretty close, so the moon lines up with the sun. Point is, moon shouldn't be visible in this shot. Here's a diagram. Now let me move on.
Pizza rain. But no pizza clouds.
That was clearly a pizza geyser since it was coming from below.
I only wanted to see you laughing in the pizza rain.
Is that a reference to something?
Come on, show, you gotta leave some of the easy ones for me sometimes. Also, Steven should definitely know Prince through his dad. No way Greg doesn't at least have Purple Rain in his collection of albums.
Okay, let's hang out.
Nice.
But first, we need to deliver the rest of this pizza to Mr. Smiley.
Why did Fish Stew Pizza entrust Larry and Mo over here to deliver that pizza? What's Jenny doing? Why isn't she delivering it? Batman-ass pizza transition. This isn't the only time we get a pizza transition in the show. That's pretty important information.
I just don't get what's wrong with wanting to be a DJ. But my stepdad was all on my case again today saying,
do you think the mumbling that Yellowtail and sometimes Onion do is an actual language in this world? I know it's played here as a joke, but I've heard the idea that it's a stand-in for a different language that Steven just doesn't understand. Kind of a cool idea, if true.
Everyone knows you can't rave in a raincoat, stepdad.
Sounds like you haven't tried hard enough.
My dad's gotta say something about everything I do, cause I'm the mayor's son. And I'm like, you can't tell me what to do. I'm the mayor's... Wait.
Out of the cool kids, I think Buck is my favorite, despite the fact that he was the focus of my least favorite episode so far. Just the way he goes from radical teen to philosopher in the same sentence is awesome. It's really dry humor, but I can appreciate dry humor.
Don't ask me to help you with your homework. I'm at some metal concert.
This sounds like it's coming out of the wrong twin. Maybe that's the point. But I can better imagine Kiki saying, I don't bother asking Jenny to help with my homework. She's always at some metal concert.
I wish I could talk to Garnet, Amethyst, and Pearl about it, but I think they kind of blame me for my mom not being around.
Good fucking lord, what a trauma dump. I guess the precedent for Steven being a depressed teenager in future was set up all the way back here. Not really touched on between now and then, though. They had to save some room for fun space adventures and stuff. Rather than talking about Buck taking his shades off for the first time, I'm gonna ask why he has them on at night in the first place. So he can keep track of visions in his eyes, probably.
Look at that!
What? What did I hit? What is it?
Glowing.
Sour Cream's got that moth DNA in him. Also, have you ever been driving out at night and are able to see the lights of a city in the distance? Not directly, but bouncing off the clouds or whatever. I love that aesthetic. That's what this shot reminds me of. A cool take on crop circles. Instead of leaving a typical crater when crashing, Peridot's escape pod leaves a diamond shape in the field. Definitely magical, and I can see why it might be intentional too. If a gem ship crashes, if it was able to leave a unique preset pattern like this, it would be easy to find and identify from high up. Think of it like a QR code that can be scanned from a search and rescue ship, which has ID numbers and stuff.
That's as bright as like 600 glow sticks.
Some generous math says that's about 4,000 lumens, which isn't that bright. Like, that would be a decent amount of light for a normal living room. Maybe a little more than a street lamp. I already have another glow stick experiment that I haven't concluded yet. I'm not going out and buying 600 glow sticks to find out how bright it would be.
Check it out.
What are you doing?
Why is this field full of rocks? Pretty shitty farmland, if you ask me. They probably got launched out by the impact, I guess.
Whoa, stop! Peridot might still be in there!
Perry, what?
This one line tells a lot about how little the townies know about gem stuff. They don't know who Peridot is or how dangerous she might be. The gems don't put out newsletters about monsters and invasions that the town should be wary of. They probably should, but they don't.
This biz is empty.
Is this a reference to this vine? It was around the same time as this episode, same era of the internet at least. People would have still been quoting it by the time this episode came out. Remember what I said about super strength earlier? I may have been wrong. Steven just picks up Jenny's whole self and moves her over.
Not cool. Earth forever.
Here come the rocks.
That's just the gem war, like the whole thing. Really, listen to it again.
Not cool. Earth forever.
Here come the rocks.
What is this pose Jenny is doing? Is it selfie rehearsal? Do the animators just not know what they want her to do with this hand?
Buck?
Nah, I like to just experience the moment for what it is sometimes. Plus the lighting is weird.
Yeah, if the pod is the thing that's glowing green, that would make for some pretty shit lighting. Unless the phone has a forward-facing flash. Whatever happened to those? I used to have a phone with a flash in the front for selfies, but I haven't seen a phone like that in years. This Tintin look appeared once before, and I think it only appears again when Steven is depicted as a baby. I don't like it freaks me out. These screens are useless. They're all blank. Either they're useless or they're not working after the crash. How different is this escape pod from the giant toothpaste robot from Marble Madness? I really think it's identical, aside from this one having a cockpit and a window. Who knows, maybe the toothpaste robot could have opened up into a cockpit with the push of some hidden button.
Aren't you your own mom? You can do whatever you want.
Yeah, you gotta do some donuts in that thing.
Is sour cream stupid, or is there some secret way you can do donuts with a legged vehicle? We're getting into unexplored sciences of mechs and piloted robots.
Seriously, Steven, you've been under a lot of pressure. Don't you think you deserve to have a little fun?
A bit of double meaning here. Steven has been under pressure by the gems getting him to be responsible, but also being put under peer pressure right here by the cool kids, telling him to fuck around and find out. Sour cream's stupid zipper shorts come into play again. I'm not jealous of them. They're stupid and I hate them and they look stupid. I'm not jealous. He did the cool S.
I should really get it back to the gems, though.
No.
Right after I jumped that haystack.
Why is there a haystack at all? Continuity aside, isn't this flat open area only here because of the pattern that the escape pod left when it crashed? This haystack shouldn't exist without them all taking the time to build it.
Steven?
What kind of stupid defense mechanism is this? I ask this as if the escape pod isn't totally broken and just going haywire. But if this is actually how the defenses are supposed to work, number one, it would be attacking anyone who is trying to rescue whoever's inside. Number two, it can't hit anything for shit. Look at this. This is like worse than stormtroopers. I went on a huge tangent about breathable liquid during a live stream a while back. I suppose I'll put a link to that stream with a timestamp in the description. Long story short, breathable liquid does exist. It's still being researched and developed. Ideal use cases involve extreme pressures like deep sea welding or spacewalking. So this may be kind of sci-fi, but it's technology that already exists. I love this flare design. No notes, I just think it's cool. Wimpy yellow piss laser can cut through a haystack but leaves the humans untouched. Wait, is this the same energy as that destabilizer in the cell doors? Would these lasers even do anything to humans?
I knew it! That flare led us right to the escape pod!
Did you get the beach cleaned up? I'm gonna be checking next episode.
We'll save you, humans!
I never got a sense of how dangerous Pearl's spear was until this scene. When she uses her spear as a spear, of course, and not as a glaive.
Peridot's still inside.
She's probably weak from the landing. Don't hold back.
Got it!
Classic dramatic irony. The audience knows Steven is inside, but the gems don't. So Garnet's like, fuck it, set phasers to kill.
Garnet! And if you think you're safe here, well, I got news for you. You lost. Now!
Garnet!
Stay off my planet!
Holy shit, I love this Garnet energy. Whenever I see a Garnet moment like this, I think back to how stiff and lifeless she started back in Season 1, and how much she's developed as a character since then.
Stop! Steven's in there.
Couldn't have future visioned that one? Needed Jenny to tell you that? I know I'm just being an asshole about future vision. It's so unlikely that Garnet could have never predicted it. What happened to your eyes?
Dude, we almost wrecked you.
Say kill. Kill. We almost killed you.
He did just break us out of space jail.
Steven, you're ungrounded from TV.
TV grounding continuity has been fulfilled. Now I'm gonna have to pick back up to see how many TVs get broken again. I like this episode. It's everything a townie episode should be, even though it isn't really focused on the townies. It does make me think that Steven should definitely have more friends his age, other than just Connie. Having the cool kids, these young adults, teenagers, having them rope Steven, a kid, into stuff like this is just kind of weird. I do like the cool kids, though. These are the only characters that could have made this episode work. Jenny is the only character with a car that could have brought Steven out to happen upon the escape pod. And a cool point on continuity, too. We're still deep in this story, and the escape pod is a reminder that there's still a pointy green threat lurking out there. And if you want to see new videos from me a week before they premiere on YouTube, you can subscribe to my Patreon for just a couple bucks. The link is in the description, as always. Shoutouts to my first master patron, Geeky Game Guru, who was the master of the gemology test. You know, the test from the test episode? They got the highest score and got a free year of Patreon membership. And shoutouts to my journeyman patrons. Bananas Are Violet, Boomblorp, Gage M, Gizmo, Max Buchek, Murky Waters 6, Primrose, Scala LD, The Tamara, Yotawo, and ZT the Fish Guy. Next episode is love letters, not love letters.